today we're going to be looking at the TOZO Crystal EarPods. All the high-end specs at a really low price. Let's get to it. Full disclosures out of the way, TOZO very kindly sent me the Crystal Pods to test. All the views and opinions that you're going to hear are going to be mine and mine alone. And right now we're going to go over the specs of the TOZO Crystal Pods. There's a transparency mode on the TOZO Crystal Pods. So if you're out on a walk or a run, it just means that it's almost got a hear through, so you can hear the noise around you whilst listening to your songs or your podcasts. There is noise cancellation on the Crystal Pods. So what that means is that when you are on a call, it cancels out that noise around you so you can hear the call more clearly. Additionally to that, there is hybrid active noise cancellation. When you are listening to your songs or your podcasts or anything you do out and about, going for a run or in the gym, it just means that you can really focus on that rich sound that comes out from the TOZO Crystal Pods. There's patented TOZO Originex 2.0 acoustic technology built in to the Crystal EarPods. There is Bass Plus and Bluetooth 5.4. The Bluetooth 5.4 also increases the low latency of the EarPod, gives you a quicker time from the signal from the device to the EarPod. On a 10-minute charge, this gives you 2.5 hours of battery life, so a quick charge and you can get on to your listening needs. TOZO Crystal Pods are also IPX5 rated for water and dust. Let's talk about the sound quality and what I have found. Now this integrates with the TOZO app. Now this gives you 32 preset EQs and access to over 2,000 personalized EQs. The TOZO app itself is really easy and intuitive to use. The various modes include noise cancellation, transparency mode, reduced wind noise, leisure mode, normal and custom. There is AI integrated into the TOZO app for things like meeting recording, real-time translation, face-to-face, and of course AI chat. There's another feature of the TOZO app that I really like are the various sounds that you get as well. So there is a soothing, relaxing, hypnotic, and these are sounds that are included. In general, the feel of the TOZO EarPods are great. They are really comfortable in your ear. They are ergonomically designed for your ear. I find them comfortable after long sessions of listening to music and podcasts. I don't find them uncomfortable. I don't find them sore at all. Walking around the house and everyday use. Sometimes I actually forget that they're in there, and they're an actual joy to use for everyday life. I do take a lot of calls and I really appreciate the noise cancelling feature on the TOZO Crystal Pod. Able to clearly hear the conversation. The person on the other side of the call is able to hear me speak. It really cancels out that noise. The ANC, or the active noise cancellation, the general for everyday use. Now, I do find this quite a powerful feature. So if I'm walking around the house or taking the dog for a walk or going to the gym, I cannot hear anything around me, and it does a really good job of blocking out that sound. So you can really focus on whatever you're doing. As always, when I receive a pair of earbuds, earphones, I like to take them into some real world tests and put them through some real world scenarios. So the two situations that I use earpods or earbuds the most are when I do my sports and activities. The two main activities that I use are the gym. It's a very noisy place, not only with the sounds around me, but with the music as well, and also going for a run. Now, to the gym, first of all, the Crystal EarPods do exactly what they say on the tin. The combination of the ANC, the general noise cancellation, does a really good job of cancelling out that noise around you, the music that gets played at the gym, and also the various noises of clanking of weights and people talking. So you can really focus on that workout and the songs that you want to listen to in the gym. I find the touch controls really simple to use, whether I use them on the physical earpod themselves or whether I use the phone. I find that there is no delay in the switching of the song or stopping or doing whatever I need to do for the earpod, and I find the ease of use absolutely fantastic. Running. Now, historically, this is for me the real test of an earphone, earbud, open air earphone, or bone conduction. Now, my preference is always a bone conduction and a physical touch of a button. Now, I've taken, as I say, these TOZO Crystal pods on a run. Now, there is a mixed result for me when I take these for a run. The positive of the TOZO Crystal pods on taking them for a run: the noise cancellation is fantastic if you need that. And what's really important to me, and this is why I really enjoy and like bone conduction, I run on busy roads and have to cross roads, so I really do appreciate that transparency mode, which means that I can still hear the sounds around me, but I can also focus in and listen to those songs on a run. So I think that's a really good safety features if you are using your earpods on a run. Sadly, there are some negative points to the TOZO Crystal pods for me when I go for a run. Now, as I say, I really like bone conduction, the physical controls on those type of earphones. Sadly, the touch controls, when the fingers are wet, they do become a little bit unresponsive. Now, overall, I normally take a watch out for a run, but for this test, I tested it between the music on my watch and the music on my phone. Now, switching, just using the earpods on a run, I found it really quite cumbersome at times. Trying to switch between the two, pressing the buttons, wasn't always the most responsive. Now, additionally, depending on how you press them, it did go between modes. It did go between an ANC mode, transparency mode, even to the point where one earphone would work and the other one wouldn't. And of course, I do not want to be fiddling around with earphones. So it was consistent in that when it worked, I absolutely thought the TOZO Crystal pods were fantastic. However, when I started to touch the earpods to change a song or change up, that's when I noticed that there were a couple of problems just in regards to what the TOZO Crystal pods would do, and it was very unpredictable. And what are my final thoughts on the TOZO Crystal pods? Now, the first thing to say is around the price point. Now, these are £30 roughly. I've seen them as low as £27. At that price point, you are getting a lot of technology for the earpod. Now, I'd really believe that these are comparable to some higher end, higher price point pods, earphones, even bone conduction headphones. When you factor in the transparency mode, you factor in the cool noise cancellation, you factor in ANC, you do factor in the overall hybrid cancellation in that as well. Also linking it up to a free TOZO app, which is really intuitive and easy to use. And there is some AI features around that as well. In general, I do find the sound quality that comes out of the TOZO earpods fantastic. Again, with that TOZO app, you have the ability to tune that sound to your liking. The Bluetooth 5.4. In general, there is a low latency involved here. So particularly when you're using the phone, the signal and the change of a song or a podcast is really, really quite quick. The feel of the TOZO Crystal pods in the ear, you can really feel that ergonomic design in the earpods. I found them really comfortable in 99% of scenarios which I use these pods for. I find them really comfortable. You can use them for a couple of hours, no problems whatsoever. I'd like to thank TOZO for sending me these brilliant TOZO Crystal pods. I thoroughly recommend them, and at that £27 price point, I really don't see these being beat. And on that note, thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Don't forget to press the bell icon to let you know when we post a new video. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.